Good evening. I'd like to call to order the Code Enforcement and Nuisance Board meeting February 24th, 2015. It's a little after 5 p.m. here in the City Hall Commission chambers. Would you call the roll, please?
Dearbone, Simpson,
Here.
Wilder,
Here.
Thomas,
Here.
Deer.
Here.
Okay, I'd like to have the officers raise your right hand. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Do.
Thank you. Okay, we have minutes that were mailed out earlier. I think you all had a chance to read them. Is there any corrections or additions?
Move to accept the minutes as written.
Second.
Deer, Simpson,
Yes.
Wilder,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Deer.
Yes.
All right, we have no announcements or comments. Okay. The hearing agenda starts with case number 2014-3286, citation 2014-2769 at 416 Warren Way, owner D&L Rentals, LLC. Respondent, Mr. Don Menton. Are you here, sir? Thank you. Code Enforcement Officer, Mo Hillard. We're ready to go. Yes.
Okay. This case was created as a result of a citizen complaint. Upon inspection of the exterior of the property, I noted the following violations. The gutters were clogged with debris, and there were missing downspouts and multiple windows with broken panes of glass. So I sent Mr. Menton the NOV that date with the follow-up inspection for 11/24/14. On 11/21, Mrs. Menton called and asked and spoke to Tabitha Joyner and asked for an extension of time. So the inspection, the follow-up inspection was changed to 12/8. And then on the 1st, 12/1/14, I just happened to pass by. I didn't see any activity going on at the house, any changes. So I went ahead and called Mrs. Menton up, just as a sort of a heads up. It's coming up, time for that to be done. And she assured me that they were aware of it and they would have the work done. Then on 12/8/14, I went for the follow-up inspection and the corrections hadn't been met. I called Don to see what was going on, and he requested permission to board up the windows until he'd get an appointment set up to replace the windows. So I had to speak to my supervisor, James Napper, to be sure that he would allow that and add more time to the follow-up inspection. He granted permission with that, with the stipulation that the boards would be down and the windows replaced by the next extended date, so we extended out to 1/8/15. 1/8/15 came. I called Mr. Menton, I'm sorry, sir, as the windows still had not been fixed, nor had they been boarded up. He had asked time to board them up. They didn't get boarded up in that time. They hadn't been fixed either. So he did answer the phone, and he said he was out of town, and he had contracted a company to fix the windows. So trying to set another date, and assuming that it was going to be pretty soon, I'd asked him when they would be able to get the windows in. And I made the point that this was really going on for quite a while. He said he wasn't sure, but he would fax me a work order from the window company. That way I could put it into the record to show that he was attempting to come in compliance. I tried to call on 1/14/15. I tried once again to call him because he hadn't called me back, and he didn't answer the phone, so I left a message. And that's when I again explained that I needed that work order. So then I really put it off for quite a while. On 1/22/15, I still got no answer from him. The property hadn't been fixed, so I went ahead and I issued and sent a citation. Certified mail and a copy posted on the property At this point, the case had been open for 91 days. So then on 1/29, Mr. Menton came to the office and appealed the citation. I just really want to kind of point out that there has been, at this property, 8 previous cases since 2010, ranging from overgrown grass to unsecured abandoned property. People complaining, there have been 3 complaints about the property being abandoned and open and them seeing kids around in there. And, I checked this morning and it's still not, this is today, it's hard to tell, but there's no glass in.
No glass in it.
No.
Okay, anything else?
I'm sorry.
Any other pictures you want to explain or show?
Well, I was just, there's no downspouts, which really was kind of secondary to all of this. It's the unsecured abandoned property that was more of what we were trying to deal with, so. But yeah, none of the,
When were these taken?
this was taken this morning.
Okay, Mr. Minton? You raise your right hand, please. You swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing
I
but the
do.
truth. So help you God.
I do.
Thank you.
I really don't have any excuse of these windows. She talks about having complaints since 2010. I had FAR damage over there. I spent somewhere between $8,000 and $10,000 putting new vinyl, brand new roof, new windows. As you can see, I put the new vinyl windows in. Since then, I've had some vandalism. They went in and broke those 2 back windows out and whatever you see there. That one on the carport, I took the one window out. I talked to one of the glass companies. It's right down here. I took this window out here. I took the whole window out. It was exactly like the back one. But these are double hung windows with double glass. They were supposed to take care of them, but they called me after I talked to Ms. Hillard. They called me and told me that they didn't want to do the job because what their estimate was to put in the glass was something like $1,900, which was ridiculous because I could buy whole new windows for that. Been trying to find somebody that would help me put in the glass and stuff. You know, I finally took that one window out. I started repairing it myself, took the double glass out that they'd broken, and I put single glass in it. I've got glass for the other windows. I just haven't got to it. I've had several issues come up, so it's not that I don't want to repair it or anything. It's just I've got too much going on right now. But I know it has to be done. And I thought I would have the glass, to be honest with you. Thought I would have them in before we come up here to this meeting, but this weather struck me again this past week. But and as far as the gutters and downspouts, somebody has come and stolen those. But like I said, they've been more than lenient with me. I try to abide by any time that they send me something. I try to take care of it and get it corrected. But last 4 or 5 months, I've just had some problems.
So how many days since the first notice?
Well, as of the citation date on 1/22, it was 91 days.
I mean, the date when you first brought it to their attention. That was 10/23
Yeah.
of last year.
10/23.
It's been a while. I'll agree with that. And like I said, I had,
It's over 120 days.
yeah, it's been outrageous. And like I said, I appreciate your patience working with me, but it's like, it just didn't get done, and it's, you know, I'm going to have to take the responsibility for it, although not all of it I agree with. But anyway, that's how it is. It's our property, and But like I said, we spent $8,000 to $10,000 on putting those new windows, and somebody comes along and vandalizes them, and, you know, they steal the downspouts. I mean, you know, it's just money after money after money, and sometimes I just haven't got the money to do things right here and then. And, you know, like I said, and I have no help whatsoever now. I used to have 3 people that I had employed, but I have no help whatsoever and haven't had any since about 4 to 6 months.
Is this the only property?
No, sir, I've got several pieces of property. And
Several meaning 2, 3, 20,
probably 25 or 30, maybe more.
and you have no help?
Have no help whatsoever. And, you know, I've had furnace problems and water problems, and, you know, I've got to take care of the people that's living in my properties that have problems with them first. And, you know, I put this county on the side burner, and it's just caught up with me. That's all I can say.
You have water in there now, has that been shut off?
I don't have any utilities on that one at all. I had a fire damage in that one when people was living there, and like I said, I went in, she said it went back to 210, and that, like I said, I've revinyled it and put a brand new roof, and still got interior stuff to do. Like I said, I put in those brand new windows, and somebody comes along and does that to them, and it just seems like it's one thing after another. But I do, you know, I try to work with them just as, you know, and they work with me, and I appreciate that. I mean, you know, when they write me a letter or something, I try to take care of it if at all possible, as quick as I can. But
How
this
many
has just
windows
been
pardon me, how many windows are we talking about?
probably 6 or 7, but these are, I replace my own glass most of the time when it's the single pane, but these were double paned, and I didn't figure out how to do it until after I took that one window completely out and took it with me. And I've got it repaired completely, and like I said, I was planning on having all this done before we had this meeting tonight, but I just haven't done it.
Appreciate very much your attitude and your willingness to step up to the plate and accept responsibility for it. And sorry about your circumstances.
Well, I've got some health issues too, and like I said, I don't want to really bring that up, but I mean, it's just, it's not that I'm ignoring y'all or anything else like that. It's just, like I said, it's just too many things going on at one time.
I make a motion that we uphold the fine and the citation.
Second that.
Wilder, Simpson, Simpson,
Yes.
Wilder,
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
Deere.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right.
Tabitha, how will you handle collecting for that as you send them out?
It's billed through the
Okay.
treasurer's office in finance, and he'll also receive a finding of fact.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good, thank you. All right, second item on the agenda is under Public Works, case 2015-107, citation 2015-4. Location is 535 Modern Way. The owner, Midwest Trucking. Respondent, Dina, how do you pronounce it? Hatilova, okay. And Officer Josh Hankins, excuse me. Would you
Yes,
present what you found?
yes, this case resulted from a routine erosion prevention and sediment control inspection at the property. The inspection failed due to areas of bare soil and stockpiled soil not being properly revegetated and or covered or having some sort of best management practice in place, which is required by the city ordinance. A notice violation detailing the failed inspection was mailed certified mail November 17th. Going back to the original inspection was November the 3rd. And then the NOV follow-up inspection was conducted. That follow-up inspection also failed. There has been no change in the condition at the site. No action had been taken, and no progress made towards compliance. The certified contractor, the EPSC contractor, was contacted and notified of the situation on the site. Those contractors are listed on the issued permit. He stated he was no longer associated and/or responsible for the EPSC activities on site. On 12/15, the NOV that was sent out on 11/17 was returned back to Public Works as refused certified mail. Over the course of the next month, we, with the help of code enforcement, decided on the course of action to take. A case was created for the inspection. To go along with that case, an initial inspection was conducted. Due to the non-response from the notice of violation, that inspection also failed. And at that time, a citation was posted on the property and also sent certified mail. A couple days later, on January 20th, I was contacted and then contacted her back, Miss Dina. And I'm sorry, but the last name listed in the permit is REUF, and that differs from what's in the minutes for the board. So I spoke with Dina. We discussed the citation. We discussed that it was issued due to notice of violation being sent back as refused certified mail. She stated that in the time frame that the NOV arrived at her office, she was on vacation and out of the office, and that office staff had been instructed to refuse certified mail. On the 22nd, I called Dina back. Did not get in contact with her, but I left her a message regarding the appeals process and the form that was included with the citation. And then on the 23rd, we spoke again, discussed the appeal time frame to make sure that she could get her appeal in if she wished to. And she stated that she had faxed the forms over. During that conversation, she also had stated that a new EPSC contractor had been contacted. The name she gave me was Gary Hunt. At the time of that conversation, that contractor was not certified in our database as a certified EPSC contractor and had not attended the certification class. From the January 23rd date until today, there have been 2 or 3 voicemail messages left for Mr. Hunt to try to contact him and to resolve the situation of his certification and his potential and assumed responsibilities for the site. And that's kind of how we got to this point.
And what happened with those calls?
There was no contact made. There were only messages left for him at the number provided by Dina for us to contact him. And then as of yesterday, the photos with the snow in them appear that there's still been no action taken at the site.
Okay. Are you ready? Raise your right hand, please. Swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir. I guess as you can see, we have not been ignoring the project. It's an incomplete project, and the original builder quit on us. We lost the builder, so this picture right here, it's weather. If you can see, whenever he was working with us, the first picture, he put some pine straw, and we put the grass down. But I guess since October, November, with rain and weather, that basically kind of washed away because of the way the land lays. So we have to actually redo that part. But the other part, I basically created the dirt that you see, the piles of dirt. As I spoke with Gary Hunt, and he came over and was gonna work with us, I brought in soil to actually put on the side of the entrance to be able to plant the trees. And then weather got so bad that we couldn't like move forward to get it completed. So as I spoke with Josh, I mean, I could not get hold of him either. Like he wouldn't return my calls. He didn't stop by since then. So I got a new contractor. I think he's supposed to call you today. I don't know if he left you a message or not, but I spoke with Cornerstone Construction. They're gonna complete our project. And I can give you his phone number and you can talk to him. The project is not ignored, it's just the weather. I mean, it's been so bad, we can't do nothing about it. So that's the main reason it hasn't been complete. And me not knowing I brought the dirt, I didn't know he has to be he has to be done something with it, because I guess just an honest mistake. I'm not the builder, and I actually should check the codes before I have done anything else. So that's pretty much our goal, is to complete the project as soon as possible. And I can give you Cornerstone Construction, Eli. I spoke with him today, and I give him Josh numbers to call you to give you update that he's gonna take care of it from here, and we're gonna complete it as soon as the weather gets better, where we can, get the job done, because it's soil and outside work.
There's no snow on that picture.
On that picture, I don't know, I spoke with Josh and he was talking about the pine of soil. On this right here, I don't know, like you have to talk to me so I can, or I guess when Eli calls you and we get together, I need to tell him that what needs to be done here. We need to, I guess, level it out and, see the grass or whatever needs to be done. I mean, I'll get with him, and I'm not sure, what the issue there. I see the water, I guess it's disturbing the soil. Is that what it is?
Right, well, what happens is stormwater,
Right.
in a situation like that, the sediment becomes mobile and erodes and
Yeah.
mixes with the stormwater.
Right.
The EPSC contractors are certified in a class.
They know.
And there's a lot of options. I mean, for us to say you have to put down, like you said, pine straw,
Yeah.
this or that, there's actually several options that they can take, whether
Okay.
it's silt fencing or what's called a straw wattle. They can put
Right.
around that area, and it keeps the sediment contained to the
In
area of
place.
disturbance. Right?
Sure, sure.
You can seed it and mulch it for
Mhm.
temporary cover. That's an option. Like I said, there's several options that
Okay.
he can go through with you, and you can see which one works best for
I
you.
know we talk about the entrance, the soil that I brought in for us to plant the trees, and it was just sitting there. We talked about that, but I didn't know
Yeah,
about this
and
piece.
really, the same ordinances and the same, what are called best management practices,
Right.
BMPs, they would apply to that and the soil as well.
Okay,
It's
Okay.
really just so that soil doesn't become mobile and move off-site into stormwater.
okay. But if you wanna write down the Cornerstone phone number, it's Eli 270-725-6337. He's gonna be the individual completing the project, so, and he's supposed to call you today.
Matt was just talking to, we're aware that he is a currently certified
Sure.
EPSC inspector, or,
Okay.
certified contractor.
Yeah.
Ma'am, excuse me, what is your title or position with Midwest?
I'm operations manager,
You're the what now?
operations manager.
Operation? Who's the owner?
It's my husband, Raul Keiko. That's the second name Josh mentioned. He's the owner.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And this property is on Modern Way.
Yes,
Where-
sir.
Help me to understand.
Off Dishman.
Off
It's off of
Dishman?
Dishman.
Next to Modern Supply, there's a NASCO company on the corner, and there is like we are right between them two. It's a new area, new land.
And how much more terrain are we talking about that needs to be covered? Is that all of it?
Well, that's the entrance that's the second entrance actually. This is a one entrance to the office, and there's a shop, and that what you're seeing there, it's the other side of the shop. It was a building entrance. When we built the project, we made a second entrance for the truck to go that way to the parking. And I don't know, maybe how long the entrance, I really didn't measure that. The ground level doesn't really lay that way, because from the entrance, it's like, it's leveled, but as you go in, because we made a road in, we cut through, because the ground level wasn't leveled evenly. You know, ground, I guess the land wasn't leveled equally, so this is here probably, I don't know, a few feet.
Photo of several linear feet of a graded
Yeah.
area.
Okay.
And really, none of the perimeter of that graded area has been stabilized correctly. It's probably an acre lot or more. That was just
That's the entrance, Josh. Right here, this is the second entrance. See the parking behind it? Like this is from the main road.
That photo is representative of not, it's just of that area. There's,
Right.
that graded slope extends to the left.
And maybe
and-
like-
And around, back to where the red trucks are, all through there.
Okay, so you're talking about that side too, we need to get something done as well.
Yeah, it would be any area of soil that's unvegetated.
Okay. I'll check into it. I wasn't aware of that because, like I said, I'm not the,
Yeah, we went to the photo
Expert.
there because that seemed to be the most representative and probably the
Okay.
worst area,
Okay.
as far as erosion concerns.
but builder knows what to do, so I guess new contractor will just go ahead and mention that. They know what to do, I guess, with that portion, to take care of it, to be with the code.
He should be able
Yeah.
to give
Okay.
you plenty of options as far as how to get it back into code.
Okay.
So let me ask, have we had a problem with contractor? I mean, I'm a little, maybe I'm confused here. Is the contractor, we had 2 or 3 different contractors working on this, or what's the?
One.
Well,
I guess I'm confused on the EPSC inspector.
If I may jump in just a little bit.
Yeah, please do.
The erosion prevention certified sediment control contractor is a class that the city provides so that folks don't get out into a circumstance where they are not aware of the rules. The particular prime or general contractor does not have to be the certified person, but he must employ someone who is for each and every project.
Yeah.
Now, that's countersigned by the permittee. So we have a person who has been through the course and the person who ultimately receives the permit, both sign an agreement with each and every permit that we issue, that they understand the ordinance and then they'll agree to abide by it. The particular case here has been that we've been having a very, very hard time getting any lines of communication open. We've been having a very hard time finding the contractors that will call us back or getting any correspondence that we issue to be accepted somewhere. It's my opinion that we found ourselves here with the board tonight that because we've been unable to find folks to communicate with to move forward.
Have you had a hard time communicating with these folks?
Not after January 20th, but it took us nearly 3 months to get a hold of somebody from there.
Was the certified mail on the 17th of November, was that the one that was refused on the 15th?
correct. The initial notice violation. And really that December 15th date is the date that it was returned to Public Works.
Right.
I know it maybe ends up going from here to Nashville and back,
Right.
and it may have sat somewhere, but
Sure.
it showed back up at our office on the 15th.
Well, I added up from the first time on the 3rd of November, until we're right here, it's about 120 days. So it's not all weather.
Well, it's not just weather. I feel like it's like I didn't know this has to be done. Like we were left with, we hired the contractor like, you're saying, and he just left us. He didn't even finish our shop. So basically once shop, it was incomplete, and Mr. Tabor, city inspector, he was actually at my place a few times. And he was talking to me about, getting completed so we can, get our permit. But this is something that like he never pointed to me, this, that, and it was so serious. We live in a house that we don't have a permit. You see what I'm saying? But I guess this is a business; it's different. And I guess I should actually, take into consideration. I should take the case in my my hands, and I guess search further help instead of just waiting, saying, hey, no big deal. I didn't know. I really didn't know. So I called once Mr. Tabor came by my office. I mean, he came by like twice and talked to me, and he knew, of the case. So he suggested to me to get somebody else, and I was actually talking to Mr. Hunt, and he came by, and I pointed to him, as Josh, I guess, and I spoke. But I was talking to him before me and you spoke. But he's been, I guess, so busy with other work that he couldn't. I mean, I called several times. I wanted him, to come by and get the project going, get it finished. He never actually follow up with his work, I guess, being so busy. So I give up, on him and just hire this other guy to see if we can get it done. So I guess I'm having a bad luck with contractors. That's I don't know. It's just I feel that way.
Have you paid the first one?
Yes, sir. A lot of money, but
Is the building done?
building is done, but we have not passed the inspection because of this, because the landscaping hasn't been done. It's part of the building and parking. It's all on one case. So we
You
wanted to-
understand now what needs to be done?
yes, sir.
Okay. You plan to do that?
Yes, sir. Definitely.
How long do you think it will take if the weather cooperates?
Well, I talked to this builder, builder Eli today, and I asked him to get it done as soon as possible. And he said the weather, as soon as the snow, we got the measurements. We wanted to fix the entrance as well, like concrete. If you see the other pictures, there's so much water, and like the entrance is so messed up. We want to get it completed along with this other stuff. And he said we have to wait for the snow to go away. So I'm thinking like 30, maybe 45 days the most, or sooner. I wanted to get it done yesterday, but it's it's not me. It's
Well, you have no control on the weather.
no, sir. So
I'd recommend we extend this discussion for 60 days. Give you a
Thank
chance
you.
to get it done. You know what needs to be done. Cornerstone Construction,
yes, sir.
you'll put them in contact with these gentlemen, and
Yes, sir.
Well, you don't have a contract with them yet, though, do you?
Uh,
Signed contract?
Well, I don't have a signed contract, sir. No.
No,
I talked to Eli before the snow a few weeks ago, and he actually, because of the weather, got bad. I guess in January when we spoke, when Josh and I spoke after that, I couldn't get hold of Mr. Hunt. So he worked on our parking. When we worked on the parking, he worked for us. So I called him. I said, to get it done. So he came by today and did measurement on the entrance, and our goal is, I'll stay on top of him to see if, in communication with him, make sure that we get it done as soon as possible. So
he hasn't given you a bid yet.
not the bid, yeah, no. That's why he came out today to measure and took the information from me that I had on landscaping. So we need to get with him again on this piece right here. I'll mention to him and ask him to get the estimate and get going. So
Well, that 60 days ought to give them enough time to get a contract and the weather and
That would be, our meeting in April's the 28th, Tuesday the 28th, so we
All right.
could use that as I think that's about 60 days, maybe a few more.
so by then, these gentlemen should come out and give you a sign of approval. If not, then we go back to this.
that's fine, sir. And I'm in that building, the red brick building, 7 to 5. So Mr. Tabor, he's, I guess, one of the inspectors. Every time he came out, he found me there, but I don't know if when you came out, did you check in the office or not? Because we have an office in the shop, but nobody's there.
Okay, we didn't check out.
Yeah, so you can find me there anytime. And then I'll fax you, once I get the contract, is that okay? I can fax you a copy.
You fax it to them.
Sure.
I'll second the motion.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thomas, Wilder, Simpson,
Read the motion, please.
60-day extension. So will we revisit this on April 28th? And it would need to be in compliance at that time, and then we will vote on the citation and fine.
No.
Wilder,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Deere,
Yes.
Go get some straw. Okay, we have nothing under parking, animal control, alarm citation, repeat offenders, or smoking. Good. New business, there's none, to my knowledge. Old business?
Mr. Chairman, I will tell you one thing, that matter that has been pending for some time. There was an appeal by the American Legion on the smoking violation, and it was dismissed Monday. So I think all that has been laid to rest.
Good.
I can't remember who all was on the board when we had that hearing, but it was some time
It was
ago.
a 2-hour.
Yes.
I need some information on that. I'm going to a meeting tomorrow night, and I'll share that information
Yeah.
with the membership.
Yeah, I think and everybody was in acquiescence about that, so.
Good.
So
Sure.
can we smoke now or not?
We never did.
What do you mean you never did?
Not since I've been there for 10 years.
So what dismiss means what now?
Well,
Which way?
The American Legion had
Challenged,
appealed
yeah.
our decision, and their appeal has been dismissed. They've withdrawn the
Okay.
complaint. Now, my understanding is that the city has reached a resolution, not us, the city has reached a resolution with the American Legion.
Which is?
They have treated them now as a private organization.
Right.
So they can smoke.
I think as I understand it, to answer your question, yes. As I understand, what they've said is we don't, so we don't need to worry about that.
Right.
Okay.
But to answer your direct question, if someone asked me, could they do that? Yes. But my understanding, the American Legion has said they don't, and they're not.
I am an officer there.
Yeah.
I am a volunteer officer. We do not smoke there.
Do you still have bingo?
Yes, sir.
Well, y'all argued a strong case that y'all gonna go broke if you didn't allow people
Well,
to smoke.
that's still correct. That's still correct. But we
I don't quite understand how it works.
But we don't smoke.
So
And
why
they
did we
have
meet in the
been-
first place?
They haven't, as far as I know. They have never, as far as I know, during.
Okay, consent agenda. $1,923.92 under Exhibit A. We take that as a block?
On the Exhibit A and then the separate case, we can read that
We
separate.
can come back and do that. yeah.
Yes.
So let's, do I have a motion to accept the citations under Code Enforcement Exhibit A?
So moved.
Second.
Simpson, Deere. Simpson,
Yes.
Wilder,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Deere.
Yes.
Okay, then we'll go back to case 2014-674 at 920 Avery Court, previous owner Todd White. Removal of fees requested by legal. The property has been sold. So do I have a motion?
Motion to accept.
Second.
Deere, Wilder, Simpson,
Yes.
Wilder,
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
Deere.
Yes.
All right, no other business. I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Motion made.
Second.
Deere, Simpson,
Yes.
Wilder,
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
Deere.
Yes.